Hey everybody, welcome to Beers with Braveheart, the beer cast with good suds and best buds. I'm Braveheart, and this is my friend David. And today we are drinking the Paulaner Salvator. Drink it, want to drink it.
Oh my god.
No, jawohl!
Ah! That is delicious.
Und dürfen. That's a tasty bothing. So hi, welcome to the show.
Oh well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming with me.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a fucking blast.
Now, have you ever had Paulaner before? Or
no, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest breweries in Germany. They're actually one of the four, I think, that supply beer to their official beer suppliers of Oktoberfest in Germany. You've been to Germany before, have you? Or
I was in the airport.
Oh, all right, that doesn't really
I've been
count.
in the airport.
Oh, okay. You guys didn't. So, for those who don't know, David has been the lead or rhythm guitarist.
Lead
Guitarist for Trapt. He traveled the world. He's recorded on episodes, and he went to my high school. We were in choir together. That was awesome.
That's fucking adorable.
Yeah, but that's surprising that you didn't play in Germany ever.
Not with them.
Not with them.
I've played in Germany, but it was for
just
other projects.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been to Oktoberfest?
I've never been to October. I mean, I have in Long Beach.
Okay, all right, yeah,
but
that's a little.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, this is bucket list for me. I want to go to real Oktoberfest. That sounds so cool.
I know.
So, what are your initial thoughts? What do you taste? What do you like? What do you dislike?
I don't know. Let me wet the whistle.
Let's go in for another. Oh man, it's so good. It's it tastes darker than it looks.
It does.
Right?
It kind of tastes like a meal.
Yes, we'll get to that. There's a really, really cool history with this beer.
Yeah.
But first, let's break it down. This is the Salvator by Paulaner. It is a doppelbock with an ABV of 7.9 and an IBU of 28. Paulaner is based out of Munich, Bavaria, Germany. It should be served in a mug. So Paulaner, the name comes from the friars of the Order of St. Francis of Paula. So I guess in German that becomes Paulaner. But they resided in the Neuhauser Strauss in Munich. It's got this, you can see, that's an S technically, but it's a weird German. German is weird.
Strabe.
2 S's.
It's 2 S's?
It's called an S-set.
Essa. It's an S. An SS. Okay. Good.
yeah. It is the SS.
Oh.
Oh, I see nothing. I was not here. I did not even get up this morning.
But the brewery was established in 1634.
Jesus.
And at first they just used it to brew beers just for themselves. The monks did.
Yeah.
Particularly as an alternative during their fasting for Lent. They couldn't eat. They couldn't do anything else. But this was basically liquid bread. So when you say it tastes like a meal, boom, it's a meal.
I'm a fucking genius. I had no idea that this was 7.9.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't taste like it.
Mm-mm.
It's so well balanced.
Yeah.
It goes down super easy.
Yeah.
I would have not believed if you just told me that was 7.9.
It's a strong. That's surprisingly strong for a regular beer that you could just buy.
Because I feel like a
It's
lot
not
of
a
beers that
sour.
you get at the grocery store or your liquor store, they're generic brand. If they start having
5 or 6
above
usually.
5,
Yeah.
it starts almost having
It's got to be an IPA.
yeah, it almost tastes kind of skunky, but it's just the name of it's just the flavor of
Right.
the beer. But this doesn't have it at
No,
all.
this is its own unique. It's so good. Well, I'm glad that you like it. They called it the Salvator, which translates in Latin to roughly savior, because they could have it during Lent. It was their fucking savior. It was originally brewed. The first time it was brewed was by Brother Barnabas in 1773, whose recipe is still used today.
Was he from South Long Beach?
Yeah, right.
North Long Beach?
I don't. In 1773, that's impressive. And then so for all the beer that the friars couldn't finish, they would either just give to the poor or sell to the public on holidays. The public ended up liking it so much, and the monastery was selling so much beer that the neighboring private breweries complained to city council to get them to limit how much beer they could sell. But in 1780, those restrictions were lifted, and they could sell as much as they wanted. And then by the end of that century, so it was 1780, so by the end of the 18th century, Paulaner was 4 times as big as all of the other breweries in Bavaria.
That's crazy.
By 1806, so during that time, the cloister had been removed, so it was no longer a church. It actually was at one point a penitentiary. I don't know how different that is to a church, but
one of these things is not like the other.
One of these things.
One of these things is.
But in 1806, they were sold to the most German name I've ever seen, Franz Xaver Zachrl. That's a lot of letters that aren't in most words. There's 2 Z's. There's 2 Z's and an X and a V.
How is it X Z?
I don't know. Well, like Xavier.
Oh,
like
I
Professor
guess.
X, yeah.
I went to community college. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be Xaver. I could be way wrong. But he modernized and expanded the brewery. In 1837, I missed it.
I went to community college, so I don't know.
Oh, that's fair. In 1837, Bavaria's King Ludwig I declared it a luxury item.
I believe it.
That's just,
This shit's got some fucking spinners on it. For
super
sure.
rich. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying, dog?
1896, the brewery officially patented their recipe, protecting them from knockoffs. And in 2009, they celebrated their 375th anniversary, which was 9 years ago. So they're almost at 385.
Wow, I feel really educated.
Yeah, right? It's cool. Especially with, like, these old monastic monastery breweries. Like,
I went to community college. What is the definition of monastic?
Church.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it. I don't know what the difference between a monastery, an abbey, and a church is, but I know that there is. But who cares? Because they all make beer. Because they brew.
It looks like he would go to church.
I think that's the king.
And that's the king.
Yeah, that's Ludwig. He's
got great posture.
He's
this other guy's for sure monastery.
Yeah, I made this beer for you to fix your back.
I don't know. Do you think he's a king, or do you think he's just a savvy beer drinker?
He has a powdered wig.
Just a powder wig.
Yeah. What is it powdered with? Yeah. It's super, like, this is it. I love this beer so much. I had it for the first time the other day, and I actually found it when I was researching. We had another episode of, we do kind of a travel beer vlog every once in a while where we call it road beer. So we'll go find a super interesting beer at an interesting place and actually go there.
Yeah. But
they did a Rauch beer. And in my research for that, I heard of this, and it was like one of the first doppelbocks. So I knew I had You are fully encouraged to burp directly in the microphone, by the way.
I'm not that manly.
That's okay. Yeah, but I had to get it right away. Yeah, I can't burp. Oh,
America's finest.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 of Pauls, 1 being the worst, Logan Paul, and 10 being the best Paul, which is I was gonna say Paul McCartney, but now I want to say Paul Katie from Family Guy who he thinks he's people. His name is Paul. How many Pauls would you give it? How many Pauls?
Paul the Paul.
Are you appalled at how many Pauls you can Paul into the Paul?
I am.
Give it a number, and then
This gets like a solid 9 for me.
9. Okay,
I
that's
actually
Paul
really
Rudd.
enjoy this. Like I was saying before, this is like a meal, but it kind of makes me hungry. Where like, even though I could totally
trick.
get like the whole like bread element
Yeah.
of it, I kind of want bread.
If you're literally a starving monk in 1700,
No, like-
this is fine.
This is fine, but like, I live in California and I have a grocery store right there, and
Yeah.
I kind of want like some rye bread. Like I would love
That does
like
sound so good
yeah,
right
like
now.
rye bread with like some just butter on it, like super
Just- yeah,
simple.
nothing
with
else.
this, I feel
like
like
a-
would go so well together.
Like a dinner muffin from Hoff's Hut. Not a
my
muffin, but
God.
the dinner roll where it's like the 3 different kinds. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Don't
sounds
stop
great
there.
right
Go hard. Get some,
Get 'em
Polly's pie, freaking
Yeah.
boysenberry pie.
Ooh.
Basically anything with bread
now. Pie Paul.
would be all yeah.
yeah. Paul pie.
On a scale of Polly to Polly's fabulous pies.
Polly's.
Polly's.
Ah, shit. No, we should redo it. That's all right. Yeah, I agree with you. A 9. I mean, that's you pick one. Paul Rudd, Paul McCartney, Polly's, Paul Pot. No, not him. It's amazing. I don't know if I could have more than like 2.
Yeah,
at a
that sounds
time,
about right. Like
because,
it's so
like you
filling.
said, it's super filling. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man,
Yeah.
just the history behind it too is so interesting.
Yeah.
And it basically created. I mean, that's what they made, and then it got so popular to now. That's why Paulaner, the brewery, even exists.
I honestly
today.
don't understand why it's not more popular here.
I think that this is a little bit more. I don't want to say extreme, but it's more of a niche taste than like a lowest
I feel like
common
it's
denominator.
much more accessible palate wise compared to like a Guinness. Because I feel like Guinness
agree.
is such a bold,
Yeah,
in your face flavor. Like I don't like Guinness.
but Guinness, I think, also is very much. Do you like coffee? Do you drink coffee?
I do like coffee,
Oh, that's surprising.
but
Because most people, if they don't like coffee or they don't like Guinness, then they won't like the other either.
yeah, I don't get it. I mean, most people I know seem to enjoy Guinness, but I find this much more palatable.
Yeah, it's very complex too. But I think you got to think the lowest common denominator of people who are going out to, and it's not necessarily. This isn't. Where did I get this? I got it at Bevmo. So you had to actually. You can't just get it at like Ralph's or Vaughn's.
Yeah.
So, I agree. I wish more people like this, but I mean, there's Coors Light, which is $7. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's a recession.
yeah. Well, thanks for coming. We had a good conversation, good beer.
Yeah.
You can like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. That's the only thing that the show is on is YouTube and Instagram. But the end.